Hi, in this video we want to talk about how to draw the graph of y equal tan x and cot x. At first we should know how to draw the graph of tan x by the not accurate way. It is like the graph of minus cot x. They are same, but the asymptotes are different. For y equal tan x, it has this shape, but it is not accurate again. It has asymptote here, one asymptote here, another asymptote here. We talk about where the asymptotes are. Only need to understand the shape of y equal tan x and minus cot x are this shape, and I have y equal minus tan x it is like the shape of cot x. But again I say the asymptotes are different because the definition of tan and the definition of cot are different. Let's draw better. These are my asymptotes. This is the whole shape of the graph of y equal minus tan x or cot x. Now let's solve example. I have y equals 7 tan x. At first I know tan x is sine x over cosine x. At first we should check where cosine x is 0, so it is my asymptote. Okay, I know my vertical asymptotes are on n pi over 2. So in n pi over 2, that n should be positive negative 1, positive negative 3, and positive negative 5. It depends on the domain. Let's continue. So my first vertical asymptote is on minus pi over 2 because the n is positive negative 1. The second is on pi over 2 and minus 3 pi over 2 sorry, and 3 pi over 2. These are my vertical asymptotes. Let's draw the graph. And here I know between the vertical asymptotes should have the distance of period, and period here is pi. In tan and cot we use pi over b. b is here 1. The coefficient of x is 1, so it is pi. Between them has the distance of pi. Now I can draw the asymptote it is not very good asymptote, I draw it better. This is my asymptote. Again, I say it depends on domain, how many of this you need to draw. So the graph is, the shape of the graph, I know it is positive tan x. So the graph of positive tan x start from up, go to down, and between the asymptote, so I know this asymptote is minus pi over 2. This is minus 3 pi over 2. This is pi over 2. This is 3 pi over 2. So I can draw it easily. This is the shape of 7 tan x. Now I want to solve another example. Y equal 7 tan x, 7 tan bracket 1 over 2 x minus, let's x minus pi over 2. Minus 2. Suppose that it's a draw the graph between 0 and 2 pi. At first I should find what is my period. So the period is pi over b is 1 over 2, the factor of x. So it is 2 pi. It means between the asymptote I should have 2 pi. Now what is my asymptote? So to find my asymptote on tan, because tan is sine over cosine, I should make this tan on cosine of, where cosine have problem here, on cosine of equals 0, so on pi over 2 family. So easily I say the bracket in tan should be equal pi over 2. If we find x is 2 pi. So I know my vertical asymptote r is r in n pi. So I can say the first vertical asymptote is in n is 0 even number. So my first asymptote started from 0. And it said draw it between, so it is my first asymptote in x equals 0. The second asymptote is in 2 pi. So in x equal 2 pi. No need more. Till here is enough. And I know the graph has the factor of positive. Tan has the factor of positive, so I can draw it, the shape of it easily. But it should pass from this point, in this point y is 0. Okay, so y equals 0. Y cannot be 0 because I have here shift on y minus 2. So the bracket should be equal 0. Tan of the bracket is 0. When we find x equal pi. On x equal pi, I have intersection with x-axis, but my x-axis, so on x equal pi, my x-axis is in y equal minus 2. Because here, tan of pi, if x put pi, it is tan of 0. Tan of 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. So my graph should come to y equal minus 2. It is my my axis should come to y equal minus 2. So it is my new axis on y equal minus 2. Because y cannot be 0 because of this shift it has. So I should find this point, pi and minus 2. Now I can draw the graph. It passes from pi. It is my graph. Now go to the next graph. Y equal minus 7 tan 1 over 2x minus pi over 2. You can draw the previous example exactly, but change the shape. Change the shape as the minus tan. We know minus tan was like this. Only change the shape. But if you want to draw it again, suppose that you don't know how is the shape of the graph, you need to find something. P here again is 2 pi, because it is pi over 1 over 2, it is 2 pi, and the first asymptote and the asymptote I know in x equal n pi. N pi, so n is the even number 0 to positive negative 4, and if it's a draw this between 0 and 2 pi, now you can draw the graph, and you know in y equal 0 you can have intersection with new x-axis. New x-axis shifted to minus 2, and on x equal pi you have intersection with new x-axis. Let's draw the asymptote. This is my asymptote. No need this part, because it said it is between 0 and 2 pi. Here is minus 2 pi. Let's draw better it. Suppose that here is on 2 pi. I have the new x-axis shifted on. Suppose that here is minus 2. Y equal minus 2. and I know it has intersection with x-axis at pi. The graph is like this. It is the graph in 0 and here is 2 pi. Now I want to draw the graph of cut. So my example is y equal minus 6 cot 2x plus pi plus 5. Okay, at first I know the p is here pi over 2. The factor of x is 2, and here in cot and tan I should have period p pi over the factor of x, and here I must in cot say the bracket is equal 0. Why? Because cot has cosine over sine, and I know in sine I have problem, sine of 0 I have problem, so make this equal 0. And easily, if I want to find x, it should be minus pi over 2. It is my first asymptote, vertical asymptote. So the next vertical asymptote I know has the distance of pi over 2, so easily I can say, so it is the first vertical asymptote. The next vertical asymptote is minus pi over 2 plus p. P is here pi over 2, so it is 0. It is the second vertical asymptote. And now I want to find how or where y equals 0. Then I say the cot should be the minus 6 cot bracket should be equal 0. So where cot is equal 0, I know in x equal pi over 2 cot it equals 0. Why? Because cosine is 0. So 2x plus pi equal pi over 2. If you understand, it is this. Cosine over sine, cot means this, yes. So where cosine is 0, when cot is 0 is means cosine is 0, because cot is this. Cosine is in pi over 2 family is 0. So now x equal minus pi over 4. I have intersection with x-axis, but new x-axis I should have, because I have shift on x-axis is 5. Let's draw the graph like this. I know my first vertical asymptote is in x equal minus pi over 2, so it is minus pi over 2, and next is on x equals 0, on x equal minus pi over 2, and here I know the shape of minus cot is like tan, start from up, and I have the shift on x-axis. It should be here. It is 5 on y equal 5, and I can draw it easily. I have intersection with y-axis with x-axis at point minus pi over 4. So easily I draw this. It is the graph of the shape. Now we want to continue by the graph of y equals 6. Here it is positive, the coefficient of tan. Y equal to coefficient of cot 2x plus pi plus 5. Okay, I know everything about this. I know the if you see the example, previous example, I know how to find the vertical asymptote, and period here is pi over 2 again, and 2x plus pi equals 0, so x equal minus pi over 2, and I know the vertical asymptote is minus pi over 2 plus p. P is pi over 2, it is 0, so it is the second vertical asymptote, and it is the first vertical asymptote. And I know in y, in x equal minus pi over 4, I have this problem, intersection with x-axis. Now I want to draw it. Suppose that here is x equal pi over 2, and this is x equals 0, x equal minus pi over 2, and here x equals 0. I have the shift in graph, shift in axis, it is 5. Suppose that here is 5 on y equal 5. I know in minus pi over 2 and 5 I have intersection. Minus pi over 4, sorry, minus pi over 4, and I know the shape of the graph is like this. It should not intercept the x equals 0. It is the graph. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please push the like and subscribe button, and have a good time.